He says the new creation has come. Think about that for a moment. He doesn't say you're being slightly improved. He doesn't say you've got an upgrade. You've gone from a iPhone 10 to a Pro Max or something. That he had a few upgrades. That's not what he's saying. He doesn't say you've become a better version of your old self. He said, no, forget the old, forget the upgrade. He's just saying a new creation. You are a new creation. So in other words, salvation isn't God patching up the old life. It's God creating something completely brand new. And I think that's important because many of us still define ourselves by who we used to be. And we define ourselves by our mistakes, our failures, our past, and things that we may have done or may have not done, and things that has been, that's happened to us, like the trauma in our childhood or even as adults. And Paul is saying the opposite. He's saying that when we come to Christ, our deepest identity is no longer found in those things. Our identity is found in him. Now, that doesn't mean that our history disappears. It doesn't mean that suddenly we forget everything that's happened. That'd be kind of weird, right? If you give your life to Christ and suddenly you have amnesia, which actually some people are like that. But it clearly doesn't mean like that you become perfect overnight either. The New Testament is very clear that the Christian life is a process of growth in maturity and sanctification. And we're continually being shaped into the image of Christ. But what Paul wants to understand is that the foundation has already changed. That's what he wants us to understand. Something fundamental has happened. You are no longer who you once were. And honestly, I think that's something many Christians need to hear. Like, you're not your old self. I need to hear. I'm not my old self. You're not your old self, Ariel. And because sometimes we spend so much time looking backwards that we struggle to embrace what God is actually doing right now. And we keep introducing ourselves to God and to other people using old labels that, has already been removed. And we keep defining ourselves by old chapters while God is He's already writing a new one. The old one has actually been written. Do you know what I mean?